Oh my God.
Oh, dude, you're like a real superhero, man.
Oh my God.
Pipa Pipa! Hello and welcome to Life in the Amazon. I'm your host, American Alex Cardinale. Welcome to the 33rd episode of Life in the Amazon. Today, we are traveling to the Amazon River and the Amazon rainforest to learn about an aquatic frog that is known all over South America. It is one of the ugliest, but also most unique, oddball reptiles of the Amazon River. Now, its common name is toad, but actually it's a frog from South America. It's an aquatic frog. Today on Life in the Amazon, we are going to talk about the Pipa Pipa toad, aka the Suriname toad. Now, it may have Suriname in its common name, but the Pipa Pipa toad is found all over South America, not just Suriname. So I'm going to give you some information on the Pipa Pipa toad, and then I'm going to share some photos and videos of this unique oddball frog. You know, Africa has some great aquatic frogs, like the African dwarf frog and the African clawed frog, which are great frogs for aquarium hobbyists. But today, we're talking about a South American frog that is great for aquarium hobbyists as well. Did you know this Pipa Pipa toad can be kept as a pet? They were once popular in the aquarium hobby and are South America's aquarium hobby frog. They are very easy to keep as well. They grow to a massive size of 6 inches, which is pretty big for a frog. The males can get about 6.6 inches and the females closer to 7. But they're a really cool aquatic frog. They're kind of rare than they used to be. Like back in 2011, when my friend was doing South American imports, he could get them more. Now they're like whatever the fishermen can catch. Sometimes they catch them on accident when they're going to catch certain catfish species like Corydorus or plecos or even stingrays. Sometimes they'll catch a Pipa Pipa toad and bring them into the fish store who ordered from Peru, Colombia, Brazil, Venezuela, etc. So sometimes a fish store will get these in on accident and they are forced to sell them, but they are very, very simple to sell and they're very, very simple to keep in an aquarium hobby as well. And we'll talk about that on the show today. I have been thinking about getting a Pipa Pipa toad because they're one of the great aquatic frogs that you can keep in the aquarium hobby as a pet. And we'll talk about that on the show. Now, please hit the like button if you enjoy the video. And if you have any questions, please post them in the comments and I will gladly answer them for you. All right, so why is this doing this here? All right, so let's get started. And we're going to start with some information on the Pipa Pipa toad. Let's learn about the Suriname toad right now. And here is an image of the Suriname toad. All right, the common Suriname toad or star-finger toad is a purely aquatic species of frog in the family Pipidae with a widespread distribution in South America. The species is known for incubating its eggs in honeycomb chambers in the skin of the mother's back, releasing fully formed froglets after a period of 4 or 5 months. It is an ambush predator that lies in wait in the water for prey to come into range, which it then captures using suction feeding. Now, the Pipa Pipa toad is a strictly aquatic frog and is the largest member of its genus, Pipidae. The species has an exceptionally depressed body, almost entirely flat like a pancake, with a broad, flat, triangular head. It is without a tongue. The body is similar in appearance to a mottled brown leaf. So sometimes fishermen, when they're collecting fish for the aquarium trade in South America, sometimes they mistake a brown leaf for a Pipa Pipa toad, which is a great find, in my opinion. It's a great find. You could bring that Pipa Pipa toad to the aquarium hobby. The feet are broadly webbed with the front toes having small star-like appendages, which gives them another common name, which is star-toed toad. Males can grow up to 6.6 inches and females closer to 7 at 6.8 inches. Females can be distinguished not only by their length, but also by their ring-shaped claws, visible when they are ready to breed. The skin color is mostly light brown with some darker spots on the back, providing good camouflage. Nostrils are terminal, eyes very small, and the tympanum is missing. The limbs are in a laterally sprawled position in the plane of the body, and the fingertips are modified into 4 small lobes. Absence of a tongue prevents the species from capturing prey with that organ like most other frogs, and instead the Pipa Pipa toad utilizes suction capture. The species lives under submerged litter in slow-flowing watercourses, stream backwaters, ponds, and pools from flooded forest. It has the largest geographic distribution for its genus and is found in much of South America, including Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, Argentina, Suriname, particularly within the Amazon rainforest. It is so strongly adapted for an aquatic lifestyle that on land it is incredibly helpless and it is scarcely able to move. Therefore, it will not survive much long on land. It won't survive long at all on land. It needs to be in water where it can move around freely and fastly. Unfortunately, on land, because it is helpless and very unable to move, it can be picked off by predators like juvenile anacondas. It can be picked off by predators like birds that live in South America and other predators that eat frogs. Now, the Pipa Pipa toad is an omnivorous ambush hunter. Its diet consists mainly of invertebrates such as worms, insects, crustaceans such as shrimp and crayfish, and small fish. The Pipa Pipa toad commonly feeds on fish like Corydoras, small wolffish, tetras, and pretty much smaller fish. Field-caught Pipa Pipa have been found with juvenile wolffish of the rainbow wolffish family. Other small Pipa Pipa toads, so they are cannibals, unfortunately. Smaller catfish like Otocinclus and Corydoras are on the menu. Orthopods, and they also eat amphibian skin in their stomachs. So that kind of leads me to think that they also eat their skin when they shed, like most other reptiles and amphibians. Now, like I said earlier, they have a really cool way of feeding. They employ a unique inertial suction feeding mechanism. The Suriname toad catches prey by entracing large volumes of water for ingestion and by limiting fish escape with its fingers. It uses bidirectional suction, a process the frog initiates by depressing its hyoid and retracting its clavicle. The amount of entrained water the frog can ingest is related to its ability to actively increase its body volume. The frog's bicophragnical cavity, the cavity connecting the mouth and the pharynx, is very distendable and can expand substantially. It uses its entire trunk to rapidly enlarge the cavity, which expands into the lower end of the trunk. Its versatile organs, the hyoid and larynx, heart, lungs, liver, esophagus, and stomach, are arranged so as to be capable of moving rearward by up a third of the length of the body. This gives additional space for expansion of the biographical cavity. The species may be the only tetrapod vertebrate that can enlarge its entire trunk during suction feeding. Additionally, it has been found that the Pipa Pipa toad can modulate the timing of most elements of its prey capture process. For instance, it can asymmetrically or synchronously move its jaw during the capture and manipulation of its prey. The forelimbs are used to scoop the prey into the mouth. Prior to the capture of its prey, the forelimbs are held in a forward flex position so that each hand is positioned in front of the head. During prey capture, the forelimbs are extended and drawn towards the mouth. If the prey item is encountered during this movement, it is grabbed and pushed into the mouth. Otherwise, it is sucked into the mouth without any use of the limbs. These frogs have a high degree of dexterity compared to other pipid species. So that is information on the Suriname toad, aka the Pipa Pipa toad, a very cool, unique aquatic frog from South America. Now, here is something that I was telling you about earlier in the show. Yes, the Pipa Pipa toad can be kept as a pet, and they are quite commonly kept in the aquarium hobby, which is great news for us aquarium hobbyists. We love exotic animals, exotic aquatic animals. So occasionally, your fish store, if they order from South America, they're probably going to get Pipa Pipa toads. Now, some fish stores decide we're going to sell them, and we'll put them in a tank and we'll keep them. Unfortunately, and I know this is to be true because I've seen stores do this, because they don't specialize in aquatic reptiles, or they don't sell aquatic reptiles. Unless they can find someone that's an aquatic reptile keeper, they'll either euthanize them, depending how big they are, or they will use them as food for predatory fish, unfortunately. Now, most of the Pipa Pipa toads that enter the aquarium hobby are generally small, 2 to 3 inches. So most of them end up as food unless the fish store that they go to has a dedicated reptile section or an extra tank that these guys can go in. But a lot of times they order them and they sell them in their reptile section. It's only that one fish store that I knew of that ended up using them as food for a large silver arowana they had. And I was very, very sad about that. Even though I have never kept one in my life, but we know it's the natural cycle of life. Sometimes that happens. And sometimes I know as a fish store, when you get something that you don't think is going to sell, it's taking up tank space. So in one way, I do understand it, and I definitely do get it. But if you are looking for a Pipa Pipa toad, the first person I would ask would be the owner of a local mom and pop fish store. See if they can get them in for you, and they probably can. If not, you can go to a reptile store that also supplies aquatic reptiles. I'm sure that they can get them in for you as well. Now, in the aquarium hobby, the species prefers plants and rocks and driftwood to hide behind. Low light conditions are required because they live so deep at the bottom of the river that they really don't see much sunlight. So they're great for an aquarium that is far from any light minus some sunlight. So if you don't have an aquarium light, but you've got like a 40-gallon breeder sitting around, well, maybe you can consider getting a Pipa Pipa toad because they really don't need any light. Now, like other aquatic frogs, they do excrete high amounts of ammonia, so you're going to need a great filtration system, and your water changes have to be frequent. But as fish keepers, we already know that. Now, they will eat anything that can fit in their mouth. So smaller fish species like tetras, guppies, sphere goldfish, smaller fish are guaranteed to be a snack. So generally speaking, it's not safe to keep anything with a Pipa Pipa toad, and it's never recommended to keep anything with a Pipa Pipa toad. So most fish are going to be eaten, smaller fish will be eaten, and anything that could be too big to be eaten could possibly attack the Pipa Pipa toad because the Pipa Pipa toad has those worm-like appendages on their body, and the fish are going to think, hey, free earthworm, and they're going to go pick it off. But there are exceptions to that. There have been a few species that have been successfully kept with a Pipa Pipa toad. I know somebody that has 2 Pipa Pipa toads in with larger, peacefuler fish like angelfish, but their babies get eaten. But that's okay. He doesn't want that many babies. Bala sharks, roseline sharks, kissing gouramis. So if the fish is peaceful and hasn't seen an earthworm in its life, then maybe it might work. But mostly speaking, this fish is better for a species-only exhibit with plenty of hiding spots. And also you could possibly throw in some guppies. They'll probably live a little while, but they'll eventually become food. Guppies, platies, mollies, swordtails, etc. But definitely in the future, I'm thinking about getting a 40-gallon or a spare 55-gallon to have a Pipa Pipa toad or 2 or 3, because I think it would be cool to raise such a exotic-looking oddball creature that definitely is an oddball aquatic animal. I love aquatic oddball animals, as you know. All right, so now it's time for the fun part of the show. It's time for photos and videos of the Pipa Pipa Suriname toad. So here we go. I've got some photos Pipa Pipa toads that we're going to see. So up first, here is a pregnant Pipa Pipa toad. You can see the eggs on the back of the female Suriname toad. And I've got to say, it does look kind of disgusting to see eggs on the back of a toad. I'm not really a fan of that look. It does look kind of gross in my opinion. But hey, that's Mother Nature for you. But they are a very unique looking toad. Here is another picture of a Pipa Pipa toad, and you can notice how it looks like a brown leaf. Very similar appearance to a brown leaf. Very, very cool toad. Again, here is a Pipa Pipa toad sitting on a green leaf in the Amazon. Very, very cool animal. Another picture of a Pipa Pipa toad in the aquarium hobby being held by an aquarium hobbyist. This looks to be a male, and a male would be the only Pipa Pipa toad that I would keep. And then we've got another Pipa Pipa toad. Very, very cool. They kind of look like African dwarf frogs, but much, much larger, which is what I like about the Pipa Pipa Suriname toad. And again, our final photo shows just how much they look like a South American leaf at the bottom of the Amazon River. So those are some photos of beautiful Suriname toads, aka Pipa Pipa toads. All right, are you ready for some videos of this incredible creature? It's time for some videos of the Pipa Pipa toad. I've got, let's see, I thought I had more than that. I've got 4 videos for you today. I thought I uploaded like 6, but that's okay. So, actually I did. All right, so I've got 5 videos for you that I'm going to play. So I'm going to play the first 3 right now, and then we're going to take our quick intermission, and we'll play the final 2 videos as part of our main event for today's show. So here is a aquarium hobbyist Pipa Pipa's toad. All right, so here is a video of some baby toads getting born on the back of a mother's skin. So if you ever wanted to see how baby Pipa Pipa toads are born, here is a video showing you just exactly how it is done.
In the course of 500 million years of evolution, some bizarre ways to help newborns have been tried. A Suriname toad has eggs that hatch in pockets on her back. Skin care, as it were. They have grown into tiny toads and are now leaving home. Her hospitality has to be worth it. More must survive. Once out from under her skin, they're off to find food.
Very, very cool. Here is another video explaining more about the Pipa Pipa toad.
There's a bigger creature, very interesting. Now, it's only showing us his tummy. It's a Suriname toad. They're very, very interesting creatures. I think this is the first time I actually am seeing one alive, because I've only seen them in natural history museums, all pickled in formaldehyde and whatever else they use. I would love for you to show us the rest of you, but again, we can't command them around. Let's have a look at your toes. If I can fix the camera. Okay, there's something interesting there. It has star-shaped sensory organs on the end of its fingers, and this is for him to be able to detect food. Well, that's a pretty cool thing. Let's look at the other one. Well, again, his tummy, and he's holding his head up above the water where I can't see it or turn to show it to you. But it has a very interesting back, and it's a shame that we can't get to see that now, because if I remember correctly from other times that I read things about them, when it's time for them to have babies, the eggs are on its back. It's like under a layer of skin, and when they hatch, they actually thaw through the skin, which is quite but there you go. That's another interesting way of having babies. In the meantime, the Suriname toad slid down a bit, so at least we can see it as a whole, head and all. Still only his tummy, but there we go. Okay.
Awesome video. All right, right now we're going to go ahead and take a quick intermission. During this intermission today, we're going to have a couple of announcements that I think is going to be very beneficial for me and this wonderful YouTube channel. So when we come back from this quick intermission, we're going to finish the show with 2 final videos on the Pipa Pipa toad. But before I go to my intermission, I would like to say thank you to a good friend of mine by the name of Berto for doing a fun live stream with me late last night. I actually did not plan that. That was actually something that happened out of the blue, because I was working on a local video, and then I had to reschedule yesterday's live stream, but I ended up doing a tour of my 125 here on YouTube, and then Berto came on and we had fun. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's up on my aquatic wetline playlist. It's also on my channel, so you can check that out there. Everything should be easy enough for you to find. That's why I create all those amazing playlists. Anyway, right now we're going to play a couple of commercials, and when I come back, we'll play the final 2 videos on the Pipa Pipa toad.
Thank God for Friday. Fridays are the beginning of the weekend, and this Friday, American Alex Cardinale kicks off your weekend with a supersized Friday Live. This Friday, August 4th, 2023 will be the host of Saturday Live one night earlier due to WWE SummerSlam 2023. It's going to be a super Friday Live featuring appearances from WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Aqua Alex, Chef Alex, and more. WWE fan Alex Cardinale previews WWE SummerSlam 2023. Sergeant Slaughter has facts on Hershey's and SummerSlam. Aqua Alex discusses tigrinus catfish. Chef Alex makes white chocolate blondies. All that and more. Live this Friday 10 p.m. Eastern 7 p.m. Pacific. Only on YouTube channel American Alex Cardinale. Be there or be square.
So yes, this week's Saturday Live is actually going to be taking place on Friday, which is 2 nights from now. So make sure you guys mark your calendars for that. Enjoying this video on YouTube? Well, I hope you are. American Alex Cardinale here, and I'm inviting you, yes you, to be part of my community. American Alex Cardinale local community. On the American Alex Cardinale local community, I will be publishing exclusive, fresh, hot content just for you that will only be available on my community app, Local. You will get tropical fish store tours and aquarium videos. You'll also get cooking and baking videos. You will also get music live streams, Q&A with Chef Alex and American Alex Cardinale, behind the scenes of some special videos, and the ability to connect with fellow American Alex Cardinale members. All that for just a total of $15 per month. The fish store tours, the cooking videos, the music videos, the live streams, they're all part of the American Alex Cardinale local community, and they will all be exclusive to the American Alex Cardinale community. So if you want to watch those videos, then go subscribe to the American Alex Cardinale local community right now. The first 5 people to subscribe will get a 1-month free trial. $15 a month, get all that, but for $20 a month, you'll also get the ability to have a Zoom call with me, an interview on my YouTube channel, and the ability to host your own show right here on my YouTube channel, American Alex Cardinale. So what are you waiting for? Be among the first to join the all-exclusive American Alex Cardinale locals community, featuring fun videos for just $15 a month. The first 5 people get a free trial for 1 month. Enter code AACAUG23. American Alex Cardinale.locals.com. Go subscribe right now and don't miss the amazing videos only on the American Alex Cardinale locals app. Videos that are just too hot for you. Are you enjoying today's video? Well, I certainly hope you are. I hope you're enjoying this video. Would you like to thank me for my hard work on today's video? Well, if you would like to thank me for my hard work and time on today's video, I encourage you to consider donating to me, American Alex Cardinale. Every donation will go to the one and the only, yours truly, American Alex Cardinale. To donate, you can send some money to my Cash App, which is $Alex Cardinale 1993, or to my Zelle, which is my email, AlexGoYankiesCardinale19@gmail.com. Or you can also go to buymeacoffee.com/American Alex Cardinale. I appreciate any donation that you guys give. You don't have to donate, but if you feel compelled to do so, please go ahead and do so. Every donation will go towards the channel, and it goes towards American Alex Cardinale personally. And believe me when I tell you that I am 100% grateful for every donation that I get. I am. So please consider donating. Zelle, AlexCardinale19 Cash App, $, Alex Cardinale 1993. BuyMeACoffee.com / American Alex Cardinale. Now back to the show. All right, welcome back to Life in the Amazon, episode 33. Tonight we are talking about the Serrasalmidae toad, aka the Pipa Pipa toad, even though it's a frog. I don't know why scientists gave it the name toad, but technically it's a frog. But I guess they don't think we care anyway. But we do have a special live visitor, live viewer. My friend Garcia Aquatics is in the house. Hey, Garcia, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a great time bowling tonight. Tomorrow night it's my turn to go bowling. So hopefully you did a great job bowling. And everyone check out Garcia Aquatics here on YouTube. He's got a great video. He's got a great channel as well that focuses on the aquarium hobby and beautiful Fajaka puffers and frontosas, which are very, very cool, as well as a plethora of other fish too. So he has way more aquariums than I do, but hopefully one day I'll catch up, but not certainly anytime soon. All right, so now I have a couple more videos that I'm going to show you of the Pipa Pipa Serrasalmidae toad. I just have to be very careful of which ones I play because there's one right now that's giving me a copyright warning on locals. So let's see what it says. It says this video has, it's not really saying that I could get a copyright strike. It's just saying it has a well-known song in it. That's okay. I'll still play it anyway. So here is the next video on Pipa Pipa toad.
Hello guys, look what I've got for you today. A Pipa Pipa. Look at that. It's a male Pipa Pipa. Not a peepee peepee, a Pipa Pipa. Alright? Look at the little holes. That's where the babies hang out. And when they come out, they look like this already. Looks like somebody stepped on the thing. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? These come from Suriname. They live in the water. They use their feet to eat. They go around like a catfish on the bottom, go like this, and they feed on their food. Stop rolling like that. So if you're looking for something really different, cool, flat, I think you should get one of these. It's called a Pipa Pipa toad. But I'll tell you, I like this thing. Look at that. Check him out.
Pipa Pipa.
Yeah, Pipa Pipa. You shut up there. Lotion in the basket. See, it got lotion on there. It's real pretty. So look at underneath. Look at that. I did that myself. Just to show you that I'm a good artist. Check him out. See how tame he is? Stay. Good boy. So, if you're looking for something cool, I'd go for one of these. Look at that. Totally aquatic. Not on land. See? Looks like Batman in a way. All right, guys. I'm signing off now. Say goodbye, Mr. Pipa Pipa. Bye.
Now, the host of that video has quite the character. That's funny. All right, here's our final video. It's a feeding video of a Serrasalmidae toad. Check it out. Very, very, very cool animal. Can't go wrong with the Pipa Pipa toad. I definitely want to get one in the future. All right, that's everything that I've got for you tonight on Life in the Amazon. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Pipa Pipa toad, aka the Suriname toad. I have a lot of fun talking about animals from the Amazon, and I cannot wait for our next episode. Although I will never touch the animal that I'm talking about next week on Life in the Amazon, because if I do, or if anyone does, you're dead. Because this animal is very venomous and poisonous, and it is the coral reef snake. Now, it lives in freshwater and it lives in the Amazon River, and it's a very deadly snake. I definitely would never want to go near the coral reef snake. But next week, we're going to talk about the coral reef snake, and I'm going to give you some information and photos and videos on the coral reef snake. Next week's episode is going to be a great show, but it's also going to be our last Life in the Amazon episode for a few weeks, because we're getting ready for Life in the Amazon Jeopardy to debut on August 23rd. And I'll have more information on Life in the Amazon Jeopardy next week. With that being said, have a great rest of your night. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the Pipa Pipa toad, give me a thumbs up and hit that like button. Feel free to donate to my show. Cash App, money sign, Alex Cardinale, 1993. Zelle, Alex Go Yankees Cardinale, 19 at gmail.com. buymeacoffee.com/American Alex Cardinale. And of course, my locals app, AmericanAlexCardinale.locals.com, where I post content that is too hot for YouTube. And you can subscribe for only $15 a month. With that being said, have a great rest of your day or evening, and I will see you next time on Life in the Amazon. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.
Now over the that's all, folks.